Zorn's Dungeon is the first role-playing game to be played through the YouTube livestream chat. You're not just watching the game anymore, your character is involved in the action. Spawn a level 0 character, throw them into the Bloodcage, and watch them fight for their lives. Death is permanent, but survivors can reach level 1 for even greater adventure as the game develops. Here's how to play in under 5 minutes. Step 1. Spawn your character. To play, just type bang spawn, that's ! spawn, in the YouTube livestream chat anytime Zorn's Dungeon is being played live. The game instantly rolls a level 0 character with 3d6 stats straight down the line. There's also a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a random demi-human. Your starting HP determines your destiny. Low health means wizards and thieves, while high health means you get to be a fighter, paladin, or barbarian. Every character's linked to your YouTube username, so you know which is yours, and we know who's playing. Each character also gets a unique ID or dog tag. You can also see which characters belong to rare professions or have particularly exceptional stats. Remember, level 0 is brutal, so spawn multiple characters to have backups ready. But be aware there's a 30-second global cooldown on the bang spawn command. If you don't get in on your first try, just try again. The chatbot will confirm what characters are created in the live stream chat. Step 2. The draft. Newly spawned characters enter the tavern. The only way out for a level 0 character is to be drafted into a 12-person party for the Bloodcage. When it's time to assemble a party, the system drafts in this priority. 1. Super VIPs, which the Game Master reserves for special guests or situations. 2. VIPs. Channel members get free VIP status once a month, and anyone can send in super chats to make one of their characters a VIP. Super chats with a specific dog tag attached guarantee that character will receive VIP status. Otherwise, the system will choose one of your characters at random. Gifting memberships also gets you and the person gifted a VIP character. 3. Active chatters. If you've commented in the live stream chat within the last hour, you get priority right behind VIPs. So if you're watching, participate in the chat to make it more likely that your character will get in on the fight. 4. The general pool. If there are still draft spaces left, then they're open to anyone else in the tavern. Yes, even if you're offline, your tavern characters are at risk and may be drafted. Note that the draft prioritizes having as many different players as possible in the party, so you usually won't have 2 of your own characters in the same cage. Step 3. Into the Bloodcage. Once the party forms, the doors open, monsters spawn, and the auto battle begins. You get to sit back and watch the bloody drama unfold. As the cage takes damage and the blood bar fills, Zorn might intervene. At 33% health loss, he might order his goblin archers to loose a volley into the heroes, or later drop a gore strider behind your lines if you're having too easy a time. And for the crunch lovers, combat, movement, spells, and all other rules are handled by the Hacked Edge game system, our custom rule set based on old school essentials. Step 4. Triage and leveling. When the dust settles, surviving PCs are hauled up to the winch room. If a character was knocked unconscious, they only survive if they have teammates still standing at the end. Otherwise, the monsters put them to the sword. Survivors earn a blood drop next to their name to indicate they lived through the ordeal. Once in the winch room, goblin medics attempt to heal individual wounds, restoring 1 HP per wound per success. Then the fairy checks HP. Anyone with enough HP to reach level 1 gets promoted, receives their class, and gets a free, full restoration of HP and spells. This is the only free magical healing in the game. Level 1 characters also earn the right to have a name. Type bang name dog tag new name in the chat to name them, or rename them on zornsdungeon.com. Step 5. Rest and return. Finally, characters are sorted to their next location. First, all dead characters are sent to the graveyard. It's their final resting place. Those characters who are still wounded are sent to the infirmary. There, wounds and spells heal in real time according to the Hacked Edge rules, meaning severe injuries may take several actual 24-hour days to recover. To keep playing, bang spawn more characters to have them ready to go. Healthy characters are sent to the stable to safely rest. They have earned their reprieve. Want to send a character back into the action and perhaps earn a second blood drop? Just move the character you want from the stable back to the tavern. You can do this at zornsdungeon.com or by typing bang T for tavern plus the dog tag of the character you want to move in the chat. You can check rosters, locations, and all of our leaderboards, tracking boss kills, maximum damage, highest XP, anytime at zornsdungeon.com/tavern. Alright, that's all you need to know to get playing Zorn's Dungeon on the live stream. Get your bang spawn ready, and we'll see you in the cage.
Hey everybody, hey everybody. I realized, hey, it looks like I got an issue with showing up people in the tavern, so I am trying to get that taken care of right now. Hang on just 1 second, everybody. Just 1 second. Give me a moment. Just 1 second. Hang on. Oh, may have just got it. May have just got it. Let's see. Dave. Oh, okay. Looks like we may have it here. Okay. How is everybody? How is everybody? I hope everybody is. Yeah. I was only seeing one character or one player showing up present on the stream. So I restarted something, and so I might have it now. Let me. It looks like it is working now, but let me just give me just a moment longer. Just a moment longer. Hey, maybe meet. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Just a moment. Give me a moment with technical difficulties. Just a moment. Looks like we might have it now. Let me go over here. Let me go ahead and put the tavern up so you can see what I'm seeing. I also hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. It looks like at the moment we got 8. Okay, now because I was also having a problem with the ferry. Looks like we have 8 likes. 8 likes for the ferry. We got to get to 25 for the ferry. I got Dave. We got Mo VIP'd here. And then we have present Mrs. Dave, Kyle, Proud Star. Okay, those are some names I recognize right there. Okay, that looks like that could be going right there. Let us. 2 bots still down. Just 1 second. Let me restart those bots. Just 1 second. Restarting some bots. Oh, what just happened? Channel member. Oh, Tabletop Scholar, 1 month of channel membership. Thank you. 38 months, Tomocrat. Thank you very much, Tomocrat. Thank you to everyone who is a channel member. $11 channel likes. Just 1 second. I'm restarting 2 more bots that we need. The channel member bots, which is probably going in here. Swanzo, welcome, Swanzo. Swanzo is new to the tavern. Welcome. Great to see you. It is fantastic to see you for the first time here. You're going to be fighting here in just 1 moment. Okay, it looks like I am fully green right now. All right, it looks like we are all go now. Sorry about that. Quick error trying to get the bots loaded. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. I am Heath. I'm going to be your game master tonight and also your commentator. Welcome to Zorn's Dungeon. It is fantastic to have you. I hope that everybody has had a wonderful weekend. It always feels like it's been a long time since I have been here. between Friday and Monday night. I mean, it's only Friday to Monday, but it feels longer than it actually is. It is great to see you. We are here in the Last Resort Tavern. Welcome to Zorn's Dungeon. Zorn's Dungeon. Zorn is a goblin sorcerer who runs who has a giant fortress at the edge of the world mountains, the mountains on the edge of the world. And no matter who you are, no matter how destitute, no matter how impoverished, no matter how down on your luck, anything like that, you can come to the Last Resort Tavern to try to start a new life. And you can eat there, you can come in, you can eat, you can get a full belly, everything like that. The only thing is that once you have eaten at the Last Resort Tavern, you must fight in Zorn's Bloodcage. And so that's what we're doing here. I have been working quite a bit over the past, 24 hours or something like that. But, I think we were reaching kind of a stable part of this. There were some things that I saw on Friday that I was trying to fix. And maybe those are have been fixed. They're more minor, but I don't know. I don't even know. Actually, I might not have even published the changelog. The changelog on that might even go up tomorrow. Okay, VIPs. We got Dave, Mo. Mo is the VIP here in the tavern. Sable Phoenix, Cedric Blackhand is a VIP here in the tavern. Swanzo is fighting with a ramshackle gnome tinker, going to be going in. Hey, go ahead and bang spawn again. Hit ! Spawn, Swanzo, and get another character. Then we got Mrs. Dave, who happens to be a channel member here. We'll be using her circle here, her coin, for priority. So Mrs. Dave will be fighting. Kyle is in. Proudstar, Brianna, Brad, SKD Fish, Courtney, Made of Meat. All right. Okay. Oh, that was right. Oh, that was one of the things that was in the changelog that I didn't publish. So, okay, that's right. I'm sorry. I guess I'll have to publish that and talk about it in more detail next time. But yes. Brianna had brought up that on the website, zornsdungeon.com, she had been trying to purchase some iron coins, and the purchase wasn't working. We had gotten the iron coins working for the membership, gifting, and all of that if you already had iron coins. But there was a problem with the purchase of the iron coins on the website, and I thought I got that fixed. I forgot about that, but that will be on the changelog, I guess, tomorrow or something like that. So yes, so then I did do work on that. That was Friday night because there was a problem with the actual payment processor, and so tried to fix that and get everything straightened out. So if you want to gift memberships to people on the website, you can do that now. You can buy iron coins on the website and gift them. I want to be able to put the different buffs on the website as well, but those are not there yet. But all right, hey, I think it's time to fight. So that's what's going on. Let's go ahead and fight. Let's go ahead and get started with this and go ahead and open with the first fight of the week. Let's go ahead and go to the first Bloodcage of the week. So the holding cell. Let's see. Super VIPs. Those are game master designated. That's me. If I designate a VIP, then they super VIP, then they are going in. VIPs come in through super chat. Was it $2.99 and you get a super chat? Or if you go to zornsdungeon.com and you log in, you have enough iron coins. It might give you like $10 worth of iron coins. I forget exactly what it is, but it gives you enough iron coins to be able to super VIP characters. If you've got a character that you want to be sure to play, you can go to zornsdungeon.com and have enough iron coins to go ahead and VIP one. Then anybody who's new to the cage, which means they have never fought, they will be ahead of all but the VIPs. Then we will go to everyone who is present but not yet fought. And remember, presence is, Sable Phoenix goes Cedric Blackhand. Fully buffs Cedric Blackhand. Okay, thank you, Sable Phoenix. Sable Phoenix fully buffs Cedric Blackhand. We'll see that as soon as we draft. Present in the chat means you have spoken within the last 35 minutes. So if you've spoken in the last 35 minutes, you are regarded as present. So be sure that if you are here, you go ahead and talk in the chat so that the bot who is monitoring that knows that you're here so you will be able to get in. Chat window is 35 minutes. You are marked as present. And we do have a counter on that. The people who've waited the longest will be able to get in. And then those who are present and fought, if you have fought 2 times, you'll be behind those who've only fought 1 time, and so forth as we go down. All right, let's draft the party. Okay, Dave, level 1 Paladin. Mo, you are in. Sable Phoenix, Cedric Blackhand, Paladin, you are in. And yes, you are fully buffed, so that works. Dave has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blood drops. and is also, what is that, like best defense number 3 right there, 7 hit points. Swanzo, you have a provincial hedge mage in, a level 0 character. Provincial hedge mage, you are in. Mrs. Dave, an impoverished town watchman, you are in, level 0. Ill-starred, which means you are on the bottom 12% of all ability scores. We are taking super chats to buff characters. First $2 gets you +2 temporary hit points. Next 2 gets you +1 combat damage of all kinds. And the next $2 gets you +2 saving throws. Made of Meat, Barian the Frost Weaver. What a great name. Barian the Frost Weaver, level 1 elf, uncommon right there. Brad Henry. Oh, Brad is a two-time MVP. So we're really going to be looking out for Brad here. I mean, Dave has been through this many times. So let's see. Mo just changed names, I believe. Brad Henry has been a two-time Bloodcage MVP. MVPs are rare. And in fact, I was actually just working on, before this stream started, working on cutting the MVP fights so that we will have clips of the MVP fights. And I was exporting and then re-exporting because, things weren't right. I'm working on that now. So if you are a Bloodcage MVP, then at least for the first certain number of them, I'm going to cut them as clips on the channel. I don't know how, not going to be able to do that forever, but the MVP fights will be clipped on the channel. So Brad Henry with Meat Shield, who has been through the Bloodcage. Meat Shield has only been through the Bloodcage 3 times, but has gotten 2 MVPs as part of that, and is a level 1 paladin. Dave Moses Lack, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 survived Bloodcages, but no MVP. SKD Fish, old one leg Eileen. Okay, Eileen is back. Eileen is back. 3 blood drops right there. Proud Star, a shoddy pilgrim, level 0. Kyle, a floundering antiquarian's assistant, ill-starred, level 0. Courtney, Ricky Bobby, you are in, level 1. Brianna, an unsung torchbearer. And then also John Cox, a vengeful man-at-arms, level 0 man-at-arms. 72% right there. Let's see. Poor odds. Mrs. Dave, an impoverished town watchman. You only have a 24% chance of survival, so we do have some red in here. It's 6 and 6. It is 12 PCs in the party, 6 level 0 characters, 6 level 1 characters, average level 0.5, obviously. Total HP of 56. So we're not up in the 60 hit point range, but average HP 5. Okay. Right, yes, she leans because she only has 1 leg. Yes, one leg Eileen. Right, yes, gotcha. Okay, let's see. Anything else we need to talk about before we go in? Dave's 78% chance with getting out alive with his paladins. Sable Phoenix also 78% chance of getting out alive with Cedric Blackhand. Let's go ahead and go to the Bloodcage. Let's go ahead and play. Let's play. So now, combat commands. Combat commands are now on. If you do not have to issue your character command, you do not. Your default is Bang Fight, where you have both offense, defense, and movement. But if you want to override that, Bang AOA, all-out attack that increases attack power but reduces your defense and shields become useless. AOD, all-out defense, sacrifices movement and attacks for additional defense. Bang Hold, which means hold the line. Characters will not move, but will attack monsters within range. That is different than AOD. AOD, you do not attack. But if an action is taken and the character is later attacked, then you will be treated, an action is not taken. If no monster is in range, no action is taken, and the character is later attacked, then you will be treated as if you are on Bang AOD. Bang Run means run for your life, get away from monsters. There's no ultimate defense or no ultimate escape from the Bloodcage. There will be in other things that we are doing, but ultimately there's no escape from the Bloodcage itself, but you will run from monsters, and if you ever want to cancel a command, hit Bang Fight, and we will return you to your default operations. But remember, you can send in as many orders as you want. Your character will accept the last given order, last order that it was given, and it will execute that order at the start of the next turn. Let's open the cage. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Dave, Moses Lack, right there. You are on the front. Then Brad Henry, Meat Shield, 2-time MVP, front line. Courtney, Ricky Bobby the Dwarf, front line. Mrs. Dave, an impoverished town watchman, front line. Lots of fighter types going to the second line. Brianna Reynolds, an unsung torchbearer. John Cox, a vengeful man-at-arms, second line. Sable Phoenix, Cedric Blackhand, second line. Finally, an elf made of meats, Barry and the Frostweaver, will be second line. Then, Proud Star, a shoddy pilgrim, third line. Swanzo, provincial hedge mage, third line. Then Kyle, a floundering antiquarian's assistant, third line. Then SKD Fish, Ol One-Leg Eileen, third line. Only have 14 monsters. It's only 14 monsters, but as the chat is talking about, we have 3 white apes. We have 3 white apes. So that's a lot. All right, let's start the fight. Let's go. Goblin's going to start us off. Goblin going into Ricky Bobby. Ricky Bobby, critical hit straight to the chest. Ricky Bobby takes 7 points of damage. Oh my God. We started this off with a Ricky Bobby, dead warrior walking, and they know it. Ricky Bobby is still up. Does somebody have healing magic in this? Ricky Bobby is staggered right there with a goblin that comes in right away. 1 point of damage from Cave Imp number 3 to an impoverished town watchman. That was Mrs. Dave. Okay. So Ratkin Mongrel goes in toward an impoverished town watchman, Mrs. Dave. Ratkin Mongrel coming in on the flank right there. An impoverished town watchman is punctured for 2 points of damage. Minor piercing wound right there. Meat Shield, now you are up. Looking at Cave Imp right there. Brad Henry into Cave Imp number 3's flank. Cave Imp, 5 points of damage. Major bludgeoning wound. The Cave Imp hits the stone and does not rise. And then backs up. Meat Shield backs up. Uh-oh. Cave Imp targets Moses Lack. Cave Imp number 2, cut for 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound that splits the flesh. White Ape, now, White Ape looking at Ricky Bobby right there. White Ape number 2 goes into Ricky Bobby. Ricky Bobby is struck for 5 points of damage. Major piercing, what type of wound was that? Bludgeoning wound. Ricky Bobby has fallen from the White Ape. So, Courtney, I am sorry about that. F in the chat. Ricky Bobby has fallen. Let's see. Now, let's see. Unsung Torchbearer is going AOA. Unsung Torchbearer is going AOA. Going to be able to get where? No, stopped by this Goblin. Goblin comes into Goblin number 4. 8 points of damage. Tremendous piercing wound. Let's see. Okay, White Ape number 3 going into Moses. Deflected right there. Deflected. Steel rings on Moses Lack's shield. Impoverished Town Watchman going AOA. Impoverished Town Watchman going AOA into Ratkin Mongrel that is right there. Impoverished Town Watchman goes critical hit. 12 points of damage. 12 points of damage. Tremendous, catastrophic piercing wound with a long spear right there. Provincial Hedge Mage targets Cave Imp. Provincial Hedge Mage casts Fire Flame Bolt into Cave Imp and drops Cave Imp. Okay, Cave Imp's body goes limp and it is finished. White Ape targets Moses. White Ape looking at Moses. White Ape throws into Moses. Moses sustains 2 points of damage. minor bludgeoning wound. All right, Goblin now coming into Mrs. Dave. Into Mrs. Dave. 3 points of damage to the impoverished town watchman. That drops Mrs. Dave, an impoverished town watchman. Barian goes AOA. Barian also going AOA into a white ape. Casts Ray of Frost at the white ape. Goes in. White ape, 5 points of damage, major cold wound. Ape is staggered, knocked off balance. Its guard drops and is chilled. Movement will be momentarily cut. Moses now targets white ape, looking to go into white ape. It's going to be stopped by this goblin right here. Moses comes in, looks like throws holy washer. Oh, no. He threw holy water at the ape. He was trying to get there, but he threw holy water at the ape. He shouldn't have done that. Vengeful man-at-arms moves into goblin number 3. The goblin suffers 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. The goblin collapses and is dead. Zorn read the archers. The volley is incoming. 10 PCs to 9 monsters. 10 PCs to 9 monsters. We've got a slimeling that is trying to get over here to Moses. Yeah, I thought that you wouldn't throw holy water and ape. I am not sure what's going on there. Ape number 1 comes into Moses, goes in to Moses. Cave Imp. Slimeling targets Moses. Moses is out there. Moses deflected. Slimeling goes into Moses. Sparks fly, but nothing lands. Eileen going at white ape. Eileen going into white ape. Coming in on the white ape's flank. Comes into the white ape flanks. White ape suffers 6 points of damage, minor fire wound. The white ape goes down permanently. Cedric targets Slimeling. Cedric comes in on Slimeling number 1, 7 points of damage, very nice. Warhammer into Slimeling number 1. The light fades from the Slimeling's eyes and it is over. Arrow Storm. Zorn looses the volley. 5 arrows are coming in. Barian the Frost Weaver takes 3 points of damage, down to 1 of 4. Moses takes 2 points of damage, down to 2 of 7. Floundering Antiquarian's Assistant goes into Kyle. Not goes into Kyle. That is Kyle. 1 point of damage right there. John Cox, Vengeful Man-at-Arms, 2 points of damage. Sable. Ward shimmers, deflects the shaft. Sable is still up with no damage. Oh, and a 1 VIP there. MVP there. MVP. I didn't realize that. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. All right. We are 10 PCs to 7 monsters. Floundering Antiquarian's Assistant goes AOA. Looking at AOA, comes up to try to make an attack on this ape. Will he be able to do it? Yes. Casts Acid Splash at White Ape. White Ape is hit for 4 points. I probably didn't get the arrow. Is still not showing damage when a ward blocks it. I probably didn't get to that since last fight. Shoddy Pilgrim, Proud Star, but thank you for pointing that out, Sable. That's on the to-do list. Shoddy Pilgrim comes into Cave Imp. Cave Imp reels from 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. The Cave Imp staggers, twitches, and falls. Gremlin moves towards Cedric. Gremlin comes in deflected right there. Deflected. Cedric Blackhand catches the strike on the boss of the shield. 0 damage and 0 spent. 0 stamina spent. Goblin targets coming into the Vengeful Man-at-Arms. Deflected. John deflects damage from Goblin number 1. Steel rings on the shield, and nothing gets through. Nice work. 10 PCs to 6 monsters. Goblin moves toward the unsung torchbearer. An unsung torchbearer, 4 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. Oh no, Brianna, your unsung torchbearer has perished and is dead. 9 PCs, 8 monsters. Ratkin Gore Strider with Ratkin Gore Child comes in from behind. Okay, so now we have Ratkin Gore Strider coming into Meat Shield, Brad Henry, Wooden Shield Splinters, nothing left to hide behind, no damage taken. At least we have a fighter type in the back right now. Ratkin Gore Child comes at the Kyle's Floundering Antiquarian's assistant and drops him. A Floundering Antiquarian's assistant staggers once and falls forever. Round number 2, all of that, and we are still in round number 1. Shoddy Pilgrim targets Goblin. Proud Star now coming into Goblin number 1's flank. 3 points of damage to the Goblin, a moderate bludgeoning wound. The Goblin expires on the cold stone. Meat Shield goes AOA. Meat Shield, Brad Henry. Meat Shield goes AOA. Goes AOA into Gore Strider right there. Ratkin Gore Strider takes 6 points of damage with the piercing end of a Warhammer. Oh, One Leg Eileen, SKD Fish. All right, going at White Ape. Believe still on AOA, casting Firebolt, Devastating Strike. Takes out the fire. Yes, the White Ape. 10 points of damage. Grievous fire wound. The White Ape collapses and is dead. Nice job, Eileen. 8 PCs to 6 monsters. Ratkin Gorechild now looking at Vengeful Man-at-Arms. This is John Cox that he's looking at. 1 point of damage only, a minor slashing wound. All right, that could have been much worse. Okay, Provincial Hedge Mage, Swanzo looking at this goblin, goes Firebolt in the goblin's flank. 4 points of damage to the goblin, a moderate fire wound. That drops the goblin. Nice job, Swanzo. Varian the Frostweaver, made of meat. Varian the Frostweaver looking at that White Ape, going to shoot Ray of Frost at the White Ape. White Ape is numbed by 6 points of damage, staggered, knocked off balance, and it will have reduced movement. Nice job, Varian. Now, White Ape targets Cedric Blackhand. White Ape coming into Sable's flank right here. Cedric Blackhand's wooden shield buckles and splits. There is nothing left to hide behind. Moses comes in on the flank. Critical. One blow finds its mark. Moses Lack is struck for 9 points of damage. A grievous bludgeoning wound. Oh, but still alive. Can the PCs get him out? He is unconscious, but he is still alive. Unconscious, but still alive. 7 PCs to 5 monsters with 1 PC on the floor. Gremlin comes into Cedric. 1 point of damage. A minor slashing wound. Vengeful Man-at-Arms. This is John looking at this Ratkin Gorechild that came up and got in his face. 4 points of damage. Nice work. Cuts him down to 1. Okay, Slimeling now wants Varian the Frostweaver. Goes into Vengeful Man-at-Arms instead. Not able to get there. Goes into Shoddy Pilgrim. Proud Star Shoddy Pilgrim. 2 points of damage. A moderate bludgeoning wound. Cedric Blackhand accepts AOA. Cedric Blackhand is going AOA. This is Sable's character, and will go AOA into the flank of this White Ape. Okay, White Ape bleeds from a thrust of 9 points of damage, grievous piercing wound. Staggers, twitches, and falls. Ratkin Gorestrider looking at Meat Shield, who is on an AOA but does have plenty of hit points. Meat Shield takes 6 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 5 taken as injury, major slashing wound right there. We're going into round 3. We're going into round 3. Varian the Frostweaver, Slimeling number 2, is taking 4 points of damage, a moderate cold wound. That takes its toll. Varian the Frostweaver goes into Slimeling number 2. Eileen, SKD Fish goes into Ratkin Gorestrider, into the rear of Ratkin Gorestrider. One leg Eileen strikes from behind Ratkin Gorestrider. It's going to take 5 points of damage. The Ratkin Gorestrider drops dead. Provincial Hedge Mage Swanzo fires at Gremlin. Provincial Hedge Mage casts Firebolt into Gremlin. 3 points of damage to the Gremlin, a moderate fire wound. The Gremlin's body goes limp and it is finished. Fell-handed. Provincial Hedge Mage, 3 kills in a row. 7 PCs up to 1 monster. So, Shoddy Pilgrim going AOA. Proud Star goes into Ratkin Gorechild. Ratkin Gorechild takes 7 points of damage. Ratkin Gorechild drops. All right, let me check one more thing. Let me check one more thing. So 11 XP. Just 1 second. All right. Okay. So here we go. Let's go into the winch room. Let's turn the winch. Bring everybody up. John. Okay. John got the blood drop I saw. Everybody got the blood drop. Brad Henry is out. So we did get Brad Henry out. Looks like a Ricky Bobby dropped. And we got Cedric out. So overall, yes, with 3 white apes, that was tough, but we got out. Brad Henry, a little bit of help on wounds right there. Varian Frostweaver, a little help. No help. Tried. Moses. Can we get some help to Moses? No, man. Oh, Moses is going to be in the infirmary for a while. Cedric, a little bit of help right there. All right, let's go to promotions. A Provincial Hedge Mage. All right, Swanzo, you made it through. Congratulations, Swanzo, you made it through. Fairy's Blessing, wounds wash away. You have a level 1 mage now and have protection from evil. Shoddy Pilgrim, cleric, level 1 mage. Nice work. All right, you made it through. A Vengeful Man-at-Arms, John Cox, level 1 knight. Nice job, John. You have a level 1 knight. All right, let's sort and dismiss. I am wondering why we had that holy water thrown on that holy water. The holy water thrown on the ape, because I thought we had also taken care of that. So I'm investigating that right now. We're going to find out why that happened. All right, let's go back to the front. Let's go to, well, not there, not there. The tavern. Here we go. All right. So who is here? We have 11. We have 11 likes. We have 11 likes. 11 likes of how many people watching? 14 people watching right now. So Brent, you're going to be in. You've got 3. See, Brianna Reynolds. Oh, just VIP'd Al Hero. Okay, so Brianna Reynolds just VIP'd Al Hero. You were mentioning choosing buffs on the website. Would that allow us to choose, for example, buffing saving throws and not HP? I actually hadn't thought that far in advance. Is that what you want to do? You want to be able to choose the particular buff? I had not thought that in advance, too far in advance. I was like, well, this is one thing that you should be able to get with iron coins, but right now you can't. Let's see. This needs to be gone. What needs to be gone? What? The Al Hero? Let's see. Al Hero, ill-starred. Brent is present but has not fought. Then we have 10 people who are present but have only fought one time. It looks like we have a cage. Let me check what's going on right here. All right, just one second. Just one second. What? Sable Phoenix has Cedric Blackhand coming back in. All right. Hang on just one second. I am working on the technical issues right here. Changing a couple of things and putting them back on main. Sorry about this. Just one second. Yes, ill-starred instead of I'll-starred. Yes, ill-starred. Yeah, but you know, I mean, how bad can he possibly be? Let's find out. Oh, strength of 4. A fighter with a strength of 4, intelligence of 8, wisdom of 16, dex of 3, con 13, charisma 7. Oh, okay. So the strength 4 fighter, dex 4 fighter, int 8. Okay, I got you. Okay, all right. Well, I mean, if you want him polished off, we're going to try to get him polished off. Just one second. We're about to get back on everything committed here. Just one second. I'm sorry, but I want to make sure that we have some things working here. Especially regarding the throw of the holy water. Just one second. But if you're here, please do say something in the chat so that you are recognized as present so you will be able to play. Something? Well, yes. Okay, there you go. Yes. All you have to do is say the presence is 35 minutes. It's 35 minutes. So if you said something in the last 35, we've been streaming for 44 minutes. So if you started and hadn't said something. You need good stats for characters to survive. Well, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Hey, let's go ahead and do while we are sitting here waiting. Let's do the gifts of the fairy. Let's go ahead and do the gifts of the fairy while we are waiting. Let's go ahead and do the gifts of the fairy. The fairy, hero of the cage, you bled for Zorn in his cruel game, and though you did not break, your gear did. Here, take this. I found it for you. It might have the blood of one less fortunate still on it, but it was all I could find. Use it well to become the hero that I know you can be. Meat Shield, Brad, you get a rusty buckler. Rusty buckler. Moses, fairy gifts you a vial of holy water, so gave you your holy water back right there. Cedric Blackhand, vial of holy water. All right, there you go. There are the gifts of the fairies while we do this. Just 1 second. All right, let's see where we go. Okay, I believe we are now recommitted. Okay, committed some new things to main that should have been committed. So I believe we are on there. Okay, so I believe we can continue now. All right, here we go. Holding cell. Let's go to the holding cell. Let's draft the party. Let's draft. Who's coming in? Okay, Brianna, I'll hero. This is the character that we are not rooting for, even though I'll hero has 2 blood drops, survived a cage on 2 different dates right there. But Brianna wants to polish this character off the 23rd, and well, I'm not sure. So survived a character at least on the 23rd. Right there. Brent, Limping Friar, you are in level 0. Brad, Bert, who has survived 4 blood cages, a level 1 gnome, Sable Phoenix, a frayed cult initiate, SKD Fish, Dimly the Dwarf, 3, you are in. And then Brad Henry, son of Zorn, level 1 thief, well starred. Proud Star, a rusty porter, Maid of Meat, Chrome the gnome. Kyle, an excommunicated bandit. Mrs. Dave, a sweaty pilgrim, you are in. Courtney, Ben Dover, of course, has been in level 1. Fighter, who is ill-starred. Swanzo has a ramshackle gnome tinker. You are in. We got 1 minute and 20 seconds until we fight. Once again, 6-6. Once again, 6 and 6. 6 level 0 characters, 6 level 1 characters. Yes, I can move the chat. Average level 0.5, which is what you would expect at 6 and 6. Total HP 52, but an average HP of 4. Okay, so we're about to get the survival stats in. 47 seconds left. Here. Oh, okay. Brianna, I'll hero. Level 1 fighter. Poor odds. Brent, that's what you wanted, right? 25% chance of survival. Brent, a limping friar. Poor odds. 13% chance of survival. SKD Fish, Dimly the dwarf. 23%. Brad, son of Zorn, only 20% chance. Proud Star, Rusty Porter, 14% chance. Kyle, an excommunicated bandit, 10% chance. Yikes. Mrs. Dave, a sweaty pilgrim, 15. Courtney, Ben, 28%. And then Swanzo, a ramshackle gnome tinker, 25% chance. So that is pretty rough for having 6 level 0 characters, 6 level 1 characters in here. Level 1 character low. Level 1 character, okay, 41%. Level 0, 41%. We have a level 1 character, Dimly the Dwarf, low chance of survival. I guess because he is going to be out there tanking, which of course you can override the character's auto movement with your own commands, of course. Okay. Mrs. Dave says got no more confidence in this one. Okay, let's see. Ben has 28% chance. Okay. All right, let's go to the stable. No, excuse me. Let's go to the Bloodcage. Bloodcage. Bang, I think we got this. Bang AOA for all-out attack. Bang AOD for all-out defense. Bang hold for hold the line. Bang run for retreat. Bang fight to return your character to automated fighting. Your character will accept the last order given and will execute that at the start of its turn. All right, so let's go. So SKD Fish is calling for fighters in the front to go AOD and casters in the back to go AOA. Let's open up the cage and let's see what happens. As soon as we open the cage now, we are now accepting combat orders. So there we go. All right. So SKD Fish, Dimly the Dwarf, front line. Brianna Reynolds, Isle Hero, front line. Courtney, Ben. we'll just call this Ben. Ben, front line. Then Kyle, an excommunicated bandit, front line. Oh, so we have a bandit on the front line. Brad, son of Zorn, second line. Brent, a limping friar, second line. Mrs. Dave, a sweaty pilgrim, second line. Swanzo, a ramshackle gnome tinker, second line. Proud Star, Rusty Porter, third line. Made of Meat, Chrome the Gnome, third line. Dave Burt, third line. Sable Phoenix, Afraid Cult Initiate, third line. All right, let's start the fight. Here we go. 15 monsters, 3 apes. 15 monsters, 3 apes. Goblin starting this off by coming up to Dimly the Dwarf with a critical strike. Dimly is skewered for 7 points of damage, a tremendous piercing wound. Oh my God, then is gone. Oh my God. That's the second time that one of these goblins, F in the chat, has come up with the crude spear and just been devastating to one of the frontline characters. Dimly the Dwarf, F in the chat, SKD Fish, level 1 dwarf has fallen due to a 7-point tremendous piercing wound from a goblin. Whoa. What a way for this to open up. 11 PCs to 15 monsters. White Ape moving toward Isle Hero. White Ape moves up but does not attack, just chooses to get in our face. Sweaty Pilgrim targets the Goblin. Goblin is rocked for 4 points of damage, so Mrs. Dave with a staff puts down Goblin number 2, who had just come in and been so devastating to the dwarf. Drops. Cave Imp now targets Isle Hero, Brianna. Cave Imp number 2 comes into Isle Hero, only 1 point of damage. Isle Hero has 7 health points. Okay, well, I mean, there we go. Goblin targets Ben. So Goblin number 3 comes into Ben for 2 points of damage, minor piercing wound. Ratkin Mongrel moves toward a Sweaty Pilgrim, but man, the Ratkin Mongrel is way far there in the back. Not actually going to be able to attack, but just forms the battle line. Gremlin moves toward an excommunicated bandit. This is Kyle. 3 points of damage, a moderate slashing wound to him. Chrome the Gnome goes AOA. So Chrome is looking for an AOA. Looking at maybe this Goblin down here. Goblin number 3 takes 3 points of damage, a moderate poison wound. The Goblin expires on the Cold Stone. Rusty Porter weaves, this is Virtue, 2 temporary hit points to Son of Zorn. Not bad at all. 2 temporary hit points. White Ape looking at Ben. White Ape number 2 throws into Courtney. Ben sets his shield and absorbs the White Ape's strike. Okay, so there was a splintering of the shield, but nothing else. Slimeling targets Sweaty Pilgrim, looking for some way to get in there. Not sure if the Slimeling is going to be able to get in there or not. Also looking at Ben, comes down and is going to stay. Bert targets White Ape. Bert goes poison spray at the gremlin. Nice job. The gremlin drops dead. 1 point minor poison wound, but that's all that it takes. Nice job, Bert. Drop the gremlin. Nice job. Son of Zorn, buffed with plenty of temporary hit points, comes into Ratkin Mongrel. Ratkin Mongrel takes 2 points of damage from the short sword. That's all it takes to drop the Ratkin Mongrel. Nice job, Son of Zorn. Cave Imp targets Sweaty Pilgrim. Comes in. Yes, Cave Imp number 1 into Mrs. Dave. 3 points of damage. Moderate slashing wound. That drops the Sweaty Pilgrim. Ramshackle Gnome Tinker goes shield, restores the shield's durability to 2. Oh, we haven't seen that happen yet. So the Gnomish Tinker, that's what he does, can restore equipment. So, like, rebuffs the shield, mends the shield in the field. Nice job. Goblin Runt comes into Ben, 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. Limping Friar now targets the Cave Imp, coming up to the Cave Imp, rocked for 3 points of damage, moderate bludgeoning wound. Nice job, Limping Friar of Brent into Cave Imp. Bend Over accepts AOA order. Goblin targets Son of Zorn. Goblin targets a Limping Friar actually instead. Limping Friar takes 5 points of damage. Oh, and drops. Limping Friar, Brent, Goblin number 1 came up with his crude spear and dropped Brent. I'm sorry. Zorn readies the archers. We are at 9 to 10. 9 to 10 right now. Gremlin targets an excommunicated bandit coming up into Kyle. Kyle takes 2 points of damage. Will he save? No. The excommunicated bandit, Kyle, drops. We are now 8 PCs to 10, and Zorn holds the archers. 10 monsters. 8 PCs to 10 monsters. Zorn holds the arrows. White Ape comes up to Isle Hero. White Ape number 3 goes into Brianna. Our Isle Hero is rocked for 2 points of damage, minor bludgeoning wound. Ratkin Mongrel goes toward Chrome the Gnome. Not going to be able to get there. We have a monster battle line at the edge of Zone 1. Frayed Cultist, Sable Phoenix goes AOA. Sable's going to look at, oh, we got an ape up there who is looming large on the battlefield going Chill Touch. White Ape is corrupted for 5 points of damage. Necrotic wound, 5-point necrotic wound to the ape. And he cannot heal, until the end of the fight. I don't think there's a way for him to heal, but that's what happens. Goblin now comes up to Bert. Bert takes 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury, a minor piercing wound. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. Isle Hero goes AOA. Isle Hero's going AOA, accepting AOA order into Cave Imp. Isle Hero goes into Cave Imp, 8 points of damage, a tremendous piercing wound with a short spear into Cave Imp. The light fades from the Cave Imp's eyes, and the Cave Imp is out of here. Okay, round 2. All of that, and now we are on to round 2. Ramshackle Gnome, Swanzo, moving up to Goblin number 4, attacks with a mace, 1 point of damage, minor bludgeoning wound. Not quite, I don't think that quite took him out. Chrome the Gnome, another gnome made of meat, looking at the White Ape up there, goes into the flank with poison spray. White Ape takes poison spray, 5 points of damage, a minor poison wound. The White Ape collapses and is dead. Nice job, Chrome the Gnome. Okay, Rusty Porter. This is Proud Star looking at this goblin. Rusty Porter comes into Goblin number 1, sustains 3 points of damage, moderate bludgeoning wound. Death claims the goblin. White Ape targets Chrome the Gnome. No, goes in, I believe, instead to Isle Hero, driving the fist into Isle Hero. 7 points of damage, tremendous bludgeoning wound. Isle Hero blacks out from the trauma and is barely clinging to life. Then White Ape goes into Ben. This is Courtney's character. Ben gets his shield up in time. Splinters fly. The guard holds 1 of 2 durability remaining. Zorn stays his hand. There will be no portcullis right here. We are 7-7. Ratkin Mongrel now comes up to Chrome the Gnome. Chrome the Chrome Gnome. 3 points of damage down to 1 of 4. Made of meat. Son of Zorn. This is Brad. Believe plenty of hit points. Yes, comes up to White Ape. 5 points of damage with a short sword right there. Gremlin now targets Son of Zorn. Gremlin number 2 absorbs it on a Fated Blessing. 1 temporary hit point gone and nothing else. Bert targets the Goblin. Bert goes into Goblin number 4. Goblin, 1 point of damage, a minor poison wound. Frayed Cult Initiate, Sable Phoenix targets White Ape. Looking okay. Chill Touch at White Ape. 3 points of damage. That's enough to drop the White Ape. Nice job, Frayed Cult Initiate. Nice job. Doing what you were supposed to be doing there from the back with the spells. Slimeling. Now, 7 PCs to 6 monsters. Slimeling comes up to Proud Star. 3 points of damage. 2 turned aside. 1 taken as injury. Goblin now targets Bert. Goblin goes into Bert, skewers him for 1 point of damage down to 2 of 4 remaining. It's a slog here in Zone 1. White Ape looking at Son of Zorn. Yes, barehanded comes in. 6 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 5 taken as injury. Son of Zorn loses consciousness, but clings stubbornly to life. Then comes up to Rusty Porter, 3 points of damage. But Rusty Porter, the Rusty Porter of Proud Star, is taken out by the White Ape. Okay, we have 5 PCs to 6 monsters, 2 PCs laying on the floor. Goblin runs is coming up to Ben. Critical hit, 4 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound, puts the Rusty Shiv into Ben. Ben hits the floor, but is still alive. Can we get him out? It is 4 up and living PCs to 6 monsters. Okay, round 3. It is round 3. Okay, Chrome the Gnome draws first, goes fight. Looking at this Ratkin Mongrel down here, I believe with a staff, hammers him for 3 points of damage, minor bludgeoning wound. Chrome the Gnome takes out Ratkin Mongrel. Fell-handed. Nice job, Chrome the Gnome. Fell-handed. Okay, 4 PCs to 5 monsters, and we have drawn the Ramshackle Gnome Tinker of Swanzo. Swanzo comes in to Goblin number 4 and drops him with a mace. Nice job, nice job. Heroes drawing first and doing so. Uh-oh, White Ape. White Ape looking at Sable Phoenix. No, but is caught, intercepted by Chrome the Gnome. Drives at Chrome the Gnome, 2 points of damage, major bludgeoning wound. That drops Chrome the Gnome. Oh, I am sorry. F in the chat for Chrome the Gnome, made of meat. Made of meat, Chrome the Gnome has fallen. Chrome the Gnome has fallen. F in the chat. I am sorry. A 2 Bloodcage Gnome. F in the chat, level 1. I am sorry. We've lost a level 1 character. 3 PCs to 4 monsters. Okay, now Slimeling comes into Swanzo. 1 point of damage to the Ramshackle Gnome Tinker, a minor bludgeoning wound. We got, let's see, Gremlin going into the Frayed Cultists of Sable Phoenix. Gremlin comes in, takes a slashing attack from the Jagged Knife for 2 points of damage. A devastating blow ends the Frayed Cult Initiate. 2 PCs to 4 monsters. Will we get mercy from Zorn? Bert targets the Goblin Runt. Bert with 4 blood drops come in 3 points of damage. Goblin Runt drops. The Goblin Runt staggers, twitches, and falls. Very nice. 2 PCs to 3 monsters. Zorn spares the worthy. The Horde is called off. 8 plus 8 XP to all of the survivors there. And those who fell got 4. So Zorn spared the worthy after 3 rounds. So there were five survivors, 2 who walked out under their own power, and then 3 who were brought up, unconscious but alive. Okay, so nice job. Let's turn the winch. So 5 got out. Okay, and everyone who got out got their blood drop. All right, let's deploy the goblin medics. Brianna, a little bit of help right there from Isle Hero, of course. Okay, then Son of Zorn, a little bit of help right there. Okay, Bert, a little bit of help. All right, goblin medics, a little bit of more help for Bert on another wound. Nice job. Ben, Ben the Builder. Okay, Ben the Builder now. No help for Ben the Builder. Let's go to promotions. Does anybody need promotions to get out of here? Ramshackle Gnome Tinker, Swanzo, level 1 gnome. You got it. And your wounds are washed away. Your wounds are washed away. All right. Okay. Swanzo, level 1 gnome. Hey, remember that if you are a level 1 character and you took wounds, you will be in the infirmary. We currently have 31 characters in the infirmary, some of which, oh my God, Moses took a 9-point mortal bludgeoning wound. Like, Moses is like laying there on a bed, like shaking and mumbling to himself on good days. So we have 31 characters in the infirmary, but if you survived and you are still alive, if you had no damage, you go to the stable. Remember, if you're new here, if you are in the stable, you will not fight. You will not fight. If you're in the stable, you will not fight. You need to hit bang T, exclamation point T space all, exclamation point T space all. That will move your characters from the stable to the tavern. Or if you want to log into zornsdungeon.com, you can have much finer grained control over where your characters move. Do they stay in the stable? I want this guy to fight. I don't want this guy to fight, whatever. If you log into zornsdungeon.com with the same Google credentials and all of that you're using to play the game right now, you'll see all of your characters and you have a lot of control over where they move. All right, let's go. We don't need this. We don't need that. This is what I need. Brianna, Tiny Elf. Brianna has VIP Tiny Elf right there. We have 14 of 25. We have 12 people watching, 14 likes. Brianna, Tiny Elf. Then we have Proud Star, Kyle, Swanzo, Mrs. Dave, Sable Phoenix, Courtney, Made of Meat, SKD Fish, who are going to be fighting here. All right. So I think it's time. We ready to go? I think it's time to go. Let's go to the Bloodcage. Excuse me, the holding cell. Let's go to the holding cell and let's draft. So here we go. I think guys know how it's done. Let's draft. This is Bloodcage number 3 of 4 tonight. 3 of 4. Brianna Reynolds, Tiny Elf. Courtney, King Gizzard, the Lizard Wizard is in, our level 1 knight. Made of Meat, Ohm the Gnome, level 1 gnome of Made of Meat. Mrs. Dave, Reverend Lovejoy, level 1 cleric is in. Swanzo, level 1 mage is in. SKD Fish, Lunatic is in, a level 1 cleric. Proud Star, a dingy dwarf armor's apprentice, level 0, and ill-starred. Brianna says, I need the Tiny Elf gone too. Okay, Proud Star. Proud Star, a dingy dwarf armor's apprentice. Okay, level 0 and ill-starred. Kyle, a panicked cut purse, level 0. Uncommon, ill-starred. Sable Phoenix, a ragged blacksmith's apprentice, level 0 and ill-starred. Paper Sneaker. Good to see Paper Sneaker in here. Paper Sneaker, a ramshackle elf minstrel, level 0. Tabletop Scholar, an aimless town militia, level 0. Nick V, an unrefined elf minstrel. That's who's in. We are still 6 and 6. 6 level 0 characters, 6 level 1 characters, average level, once again, third time running, 0.5, 54 hit points, average of 5. I mean, that's pretty reasonable. That's pretty reasonable. Oh, we got odds from the odds master, and we do have poor odds. Oh, we have no good odds. We're only showing red in here. Excuse me. That is worth noting. Proud Star, Dingy Dwarf Armor's Apprentice, level 0, 30% chance of survival. Kyle, a Panicked Cut Purse, level 0 cut purse, only a 7% chance of survival. You do only have 2 health points, though. Sable Phoenix, a Ragged Blacksmith's Apprentice, level 0, 17% chance of survival. Tabletop Scholar, an Aimless Town Militia, level 0, 22% chance of survival. Okay, so 8 seconds. Here's to everybody who's going to fight tonight. Let's put him in and see what happens. Let's put him in and see what happens. The Bloodcage, here we go. Refresh. Your combat commands are bang AOA for all-out attack, bang AOD for all-out defense, bang hold for hold the line, bang run for retreat and getting out of there, even though you cannot ultimately run from the monsters in the Bloodcage because there is no way out, but you will run from the monsters themselves. Bang fight will return you to fighting as default. And by the way, bang fight is balanced offense, defense, and movement, which is your default. You do not have to give any command at all. You will fight as normal, and your character will accept the last order that you gave and execute it at the start of their turn. So if you issue an order and situations change, just issue a new order. That's all you got to do. All right, let's open the cage. Here we go. All right, front row, Proud Star, Dwarf Armor's Apprentice. Then Courtney, King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard. First row, the Tabletop Scholar and Aimless Town Militia, first row. Sable Phoenix, a Ragged Blacksmith's Apprentice, first row. Kyle, a Panicked Cut Purse, second row. Then Nick V, an Unrefined Elf Minstrel, second row. Paper Sneaker, a Ramshackle Elf Minstrel, second row. Brianna, Tiny Elf, second row. SKD Fish, Lou Natick, third row. Mrs. Dave, Reverend Lovejoy, third row. Maid of Meat, Ohm the Gnome, third row. Swanzo, named Swanzo. I was like, wait, what's going on here? Swanzo, named Swanzo, third line. All right. 17 monsters. We have rolled 17 monsters this time with 3 apes. 17 monsters and 3 apes. We're going to see what happens. Let's go. Let's start the fight. Ohm the Gnome goes AOA. Oh, but he isn't able to see anything. Tiny Elf goes AOA. Targeting White Ape. Tiny Elf casts Ray of Frost at White Ape. White Ape, 6 points of damage, a major cold wound. White Ape is staggered, knocked off balance. Its guard is dropped. It is chilled, and its movement is cut. So nice job, Tiny Elf, opening up with the AOA long range. The gnome probably did not have anything long range enough to actually AOA with. Okay, Ratkin Mongrel comes up to Ragged Blacksmith's Apprentice, a Sable Phoenix. 1 stamina point burned, and that is it. Okay, Goblin now comes up to Tiny Elf. Retargets to the Aimless Town Militia of the Tabletop Scholar. Critical hit. An Aimless Town Militia's half helm cracks and sheds. A near miss with death. An Aimless Town Militia is left staggered. White Ape targets King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard. Going to throw. White Ape comes in on King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard's flank. Coming into Courtney. Swings the shield. Wood groans, but the shield holds 1 of 2 durability left. Nice job. Still 12 PCs to 17 monsters. Goblin also comes in to King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard. 2 points of damage. To him, a minor piercing wound. Lou, SKD Fish Looking at that ape with Sacred Flame, critical strike, no mercy. White ape is hit for 9 points of damage. Nice job. Grievous radiant wound drops white ape 3. White ape now targets aimless town militia tabletop scholar. Probably going to throw. Yes, white ape number 2 comes in on the town militia's flank. Brutal critical tabletop scholar hit for 9 points of damage. Grievous bludgeoning wound just mashed the tabletop scholar's aimless town militia. Folds on the ground with the boulder throw. That was rough. That was rough right there. Okay, Cave Imp targets the Dwarf Armor's apprentice. Cave Imp number 1 into for 2 points of damage, minor slashing wound right there. Goblin, now, where's Goblin? Goblin still also looking at Tiny Elf, is going to be able to get there with a devastating strike. 8 points of damage, a tremendous piercing wound. That does drop the Tiny Elf. So F in the chat for Tiny Elf right there. Brianna, your ill-starred Tiny Elf level 1 has dropped. 8-point tremendous piercing wound. Swanzo. All right, Swanzo targets the goblin. This goblin that really got in here. Swanzo's going firebolt. 4 points of damage. Nice job, Swanzo. 1 blood drop character takes out goblin number 4. Panicked Cutpurse Kyle targets the goblin. Panicked Cutpurse Kyle goes into goblin number 3. 1 point of damage, minor piercing wound right there. Sable Phoenix goes AOD. Ragged Blacksmith's Apprentice is going AOD and is going to hold the line. Ramshackle Elf Minstrel Paper Sneaker going into goblin number 3. 1 point of damage, minor wound. Zorn readies the archers. A volley is coming. Cave Imp. Cave Imp targets Panicked Cutpurse of Kyle, coming into Kyle's flank, coming in with his talons. Panicked Cutpurse bleeds for 1 point of damage, minor slashing wound. Okay, Proud Star, your dwarf is up, goes AOD. Dwarf is going AOD. Okay, Goblin Runt comes up to Gizzard, the Lizard Wizard, in the flank right there. Goblin Runt comes in. Bleeds for 1 thrust, 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. Gremlin targets an unrefined elf minstrel. The gremlin's never going to be able to get there. Coming up from way in the back. Slimeling's turn. We are 10 PCs to 15 monsters. Slimeling may not be able to get to this dwarf either. Slimelings are kind of slow. Goblin moves, though. Goblin's looking at this dwarf. Goblin says, listen, I want some Proud Star with a crude spear. 1 point of damage to the all-out defense dwarf. Reverend Lovejoy, Mrs. Dave, looking at this goblin down here, moves into the goblin number 3's flank. Reverend Lovejoy comes in on the goblin's flank. 4 points of damage, plenty to put down this 1 of 4 HP goblin. All right, White Ape looking at Gizzard the Lizard Wizard. Not going to be able to get there. Goblin Runt targets Reverend Lovejoy. Goblin Runt comes into Reverend Lovejoy, struck for 3 points of damage, moderate piercing wound. Zorn holds, archers stand down. There will be no archer volley this time. Goblin targets an unrefined elf minstrel. Not going to be able to get there, looks like. You know, repositioning, okay, that's fine, but not going to be able to get there. We have quite the battle line going in. 10 PCs to 14 monsters. Unrefined elf minstrel. This is Nick. The Cave Imp is burned for 3 points of damage. Moderate fire and wound. Drops Cave Imp. Nice job. And backs up. Okay, Goblin Runt targets a panicked cut purse, going to come back into this hole that was recently vacated. Critical strike to Kyle, 5 points of damage. The panicked cut purse takes a major piercing wound from Goblin Runt's rusty shiv. The panicked cut purse is slain. King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard goes hold, which means that Gizzard can attack into Goblin number 1. 2 points of damage, minor piercing wound. King Gizzard attacks the Goblin but doesn't drop it. We got a Cave Imp now who is looking at Ohm the Gnome. Can he get back there? Looking for some way to get back there. We got AODs, we got holds. He might not want to get stuck in there where he thinks he's going to get swarmed. No, he's going to stay. Okay, round number 2. All of that, once again, all of that was round number 1. We've got Goblin now coming in to King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard. Goblin comes in for 2 points of damage, a minor piercing wound that takes its toll. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. Will we have portcullis monsters coming in the back? We have 9 PCs to 13 monsters. Goblin Runt now comes up to King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard. Lizard Wizard's wooden shield buckles and splints. No damage, but there's now nothing left for King Gizzard to hide behind. Gremlin now comes in to, let's see, Dwarf, is he going to be able to get there? No, we still have this huge battle line. Gremlin's not going to be able to get there. Doesn't want to go in. Let's see, Lou looking at SKD Fish, or Lou SKD Fish looks at Goblin number 2. 3 points of damage. Goblin number 2 drops. The Goblin staggers, twitches, and falls. White Ape targets Gizzard. White Ape comes into Courtney. 3 points of damage to King Gizzard. Moderate bludgeoning wound. Oh no! King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard F has fallen. King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard has fallen. The life leaves King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard. A level 1 knight has fallen. 1 point minor piercing, 2 point minor piercing, and then a 3 point moderate bludgeoning dropped King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard. Suddenly, our battle line is looking a bit thin. 8 PCs to 12 monsters. Goblin targets Ohm the Gnome, comes into Lunatic instead of SKD Fish. 5 points of damage, 2 turned aside, 3 taken as injury. The Goblin is now inside our defenses. Okay, so Proud Star goes bang fight and is going to now target this Cave Imp right here, a Dingy Dwarf Armor's Apprentice. 6 points of damage with a Warhammer. Nice job. Breaks open Cave Imp number 1 skull and drops it. We needed that. We needed the return to bang fight. Nice job. 8 PCs to 11 monsters. Goblin Runt coming into Mrs. Dave's Reverend Lovejoy. 4 points of damage, moderate piercing wound. Reverend Lovejoy is a dead warrior walking, is reeling, but is still up right there. Zorn stays his hand. We only have to fight what is here in the Bloodcage. 7 PCs to 11 monsters. We believe we have an AOD order. Yes, we had an AOD order come through, and then Ratkin Mongrel attacks Ragged Blacksmith's Apprentice, but is evaded. The attack is evaded. Nothing going right there. Okay, nice job. Goblin Runt now also coming into Sable Phoenix. This is Sable Phoenix flank. Goblin comes in. Critical strike, no mercy. A Ragged Blacksmith's Apprentice bleeds from a thrust of 4 points of damage. A moderate piercing wound that takes its toll. A Ragged Blacksmith's Apprentice folds on the wound and is gone. Ramshackle Elf Minstrel. This is Paper Sneaker comes into Goblin, going to fire. Firebolt into the Goblin. A minor fire wound, only 1 point. We needed more from that from Paper Sneakers. Swanzo going at White Ape. Swanzo goes Firebolt into White Ape. Into the White Ape's flank. 2 points of damage, minor fire wound. That does drop White Ape. Blood pools beneath. Cave Imp. Cave Imp targets dingy dwarf armor. This is Proud Star. Comes into Swanzo instead. Never gonna be able to get there. So goes into goes into Ohm the Gnome. Ohm the Gnome takes 3 points of damage, moderate slashing wound. Reverend Lovejoy. Ohm the Gnome. Ohm the Gnome, now made of meat, comes in to Cave Imp. Cave Imp is hit for 3 points of damage, a moderate poison wound. That festers. The Cave Imp expires on the cold stone. Nice job, Ohm the Gnome. Slimeling targets Dingy Dwarf Armorer. Slimeling attacks the Dingy Dwarf Armorer's apprentice. 1 point of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Unrefined Elf Minstrel. Nick V. An unrefined Elf Minstrel comes in on the Goblin's flank. The Goblin is burned for 3 points of damage. Goblin's legs buckle and it is over. White Ape targets Ohm the Gnome. Comes in, yes, to still. Ohm the Gnome comes in. 6 points of damage with the fists. Major bludgeoning wound. Ohm the Gnome. Oh, Ohm the Gnome. We have lost Ohm the Gnome. Level 1, Ohm the Gnome, made of meat, has fallen. And the White Ape may still have another attack left. White Ape comes into Reverend Lovejoy. Reverend Lovejoy absorbs the impact of 2 points of damage. Minor bludgeoning wound. Oh, that drops Reverend Lovejoy. We have dropped Reverend Lovejoy as well. That ape is now on a killing spree. And Mrs. Dave, I am sorry, man, we are losing characters in this cage. Reverend Lovejoy, Mrs. Dave has fallen. Round three. Swanzo. Now, looking at the White Ape here, Swanzo comes in with a staff. Only 5 points of damage, 3 of 8 left. Nice crack with the staff, Swanzo. Swanzo tries to run, but goes into Ratkin Mongrel. Goblin comes into the Dingy Dwarf Armorer's apprentice. 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. Dingy Dwarf Armorer's apprentice staggers once. Proud Star. Dingy Dwarf Armorer's apprentice has fallen. Goblin Runt targets Swanzo. Now, Goblin Runt coming into Swanzo. 4 points of damage to Swanzo. Moderate piercing wound. Oh, that drops Swanzo. Man, we have lost Swanzo right here. Swanzo, level 1 mage. Uncommon has fallen. F in the chat for Swanzo. Swanzo by Swanzo. Swanzo has fallen. Swanzo is not happy about that. I'm sorry, Swanzo. It is 3 PCs to 8 monsters. 3 PCs to 8. Lou, looking at that, looking at Goblin, Lou Natick SKD Fish coming in with a mace. Goblin takes 4 points of damage, moderate bludgeoning wound. The Goblin falls with a final thud. Fell-handed. Lou Natick is doing work. The Goblin fell. Lou Natick is doing work in here. 3 in a row. Was that 3 in a row? Goblin Runt comes up to Lou Natick. 3-point moderate wound. Lou Natick is still alive, collapses out cold, but is still breathing. We're looking for Zorn to spare the worthy. We are looking for Zorn's mercy here. Ratkin Mongrel coming up to the unrefined elf minstrel of Nick V. 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. Unrefined elf minstrel going right back to the Ratkin Mongrel with a dagger punctured for 1 point of damage, minor piercing wound. White Ape rises from the floor. Oh, so he was down. He was down. Goblin targets a ramshackle elf minstrel. Comes in. Ramshackle elf minstrel targets 3 points of damage, moderate slashing wound. Slimeling now targets unrefined elf minstrel of Nick V in the flank. Slimeling comes in on the flank. 3 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Goblin Runt targets Ramshackle Elf Minstrel. Goblin Runt comes into Paper Sneakers. Ramshackle Elf Minstrel sustains 4 points of damage, moderate piercing wound. The life leaves Paper Sneakers Ramshackle Elf Minstrel. 1 PC to 7 monsters, and Zorn spares the worthy. 2 survivors out of that, plus 8 XP to the survivors. 2 survivors share the spoils. All 10 who fall get 4. Spares the worthy right there. He does. Zorn says, you've earned your gruel now. You've earned your gruel in the tavern. You can head over to the stable, grab a ice-ridden bunk in the common room, and you've got it. Okay. That was rough. That was rough. Let's turn the winch. Oh, did I not hit sort and dismiss last time? There might be some who are still here. So we now have more people in here. Let's go ahead and deploy the Goblin Medics. Lunatic, a little bit of help. No, that's it, though. There's only one person eligible for help. Did anybody? Yes, Nick V, your unrefined elf minstrel, level 1. You have a level 1 elf now. You made it through. The fairy's blessings. Wounds wash away and spells restored. And learn charm person. There you go. How did they get in the cage? Well, remember, there were only like 10 people who were present. So, presence is important. Like, that's the lead. Present is important. And so everybody who was present in the chat got in, but there were only like 10 people who were present or something like, right? Does Nick V even go here? So they had characters. Must have, Nick V may have logged in zornsdungeon.com. Everybody who was present, who had spoken in the last 35 minutes, had gotten into the chat, into the game, right? And so then it went to people who were not present, because you're not having more than one character, right? I don't think they were here, but Dave didn't get in. Well, I can analyze the draft at the end of the game. So if you want me to analyze the draft, I will absolutely do that. I will absolutely analyze the draft to see how that happened. But I will absolutely do that. Let's go. So what is going on here? So, what do I see here in the tavern right now? Brent, you have fought 1 time and you are present. And then we have 7 characters. We have 7 people who have fought 3 times. So that's only 8. So we are definitely going to draft people who are not here. Because right now, according to the count, the people who have spoken the last 35 minutes. Well, Swanzo just spawned. Okay, so Swanzo just spawned. So now we have 1 person who has only fought 1 time. That's Brent. And then we have 7. No, we have 7 characters again. 7 players who have spoken. Dave's name isn't showing up at present. So Dave is not showing up as present. Well, let me see. Is that what's going on? I will investigate that immediately. We can go over here. It could be because he doesn't have any characters in the tavern. So I'm looking at all characters, players with the name Dave. Mrs. Dave has Shaquille O'Heal. Dave Foreman, a bumbling berserker, is in. Dave Foreman also has a weary elf lore master's apprentice. Chief Keef Thief also is Dave Foreman, who is in. So Dave, do you have characters in the tavern to fight? I mean, that could be it. If you do not have characters in the tavern, Dave, you have Bert in the stable, Letitia in the stable, and Sharina in the stable. So that could be it. That could absolutely be it. You can, if you're present but you do not have characters in the tavern, then you will not be able to fight. So Dave, you might want to hit. Okay, now there we go. Now I see Dave has an oblivious blacksmith's apprentice and is now in and present. Dave fought 2 times. Could that have been it? Present is a nebulous concept. It is spoken in the chat within 35 minutes, but you have to have a character in the tavern. So Dave went bang spawn. Yes. Okay. So now Dave has character. All right. There we go. All right. Okay. So there we go. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let's work. No problem. No problem. I just want to make sure that we don't have a systemic problem right here. Okay. So now Dave is in. So now what we should see then is that Brent has fought 1 time. So he should be in with one of his heroes. Then Dave has fought 2 times. Okay. And then we have 8 characters who fought 3 times. 8, 9, 10. So there should still be some characters. No, I'm not mad at you. So if this goes right, we should have everybody who is present in 8, 9, 10 characters, plus 2 characters, plus 2 players who are not present. We should reach down to people who are away. So there we go. So Kyle was here, but Kyle has gone. Swanzo, Dead Man. So we should have so it seems like if this goes right, we can verify this on the audit after the stream. Is this the last cage? Is this cage number 4? How many cages have we done? I think we've done 3 cages. This is the last cage. So if everything drafts correctly, as far as I'm seeing it right here, everybody will be in who is present. Plus 2 characters who are not. All right. Let's go. This is cage 4. That's what I thought. All right. Holding cell. Let's go into the holding cell. Let's draft. Brent, a fated gnome apprentice illusionist. Dave, an ambitious bandit. Swanzo, a fumbling cult initiate. Proud Star, a headstrong torchbearer. SKD Fish, Salmonella. All right, Salmonella, SKD Fish, Salmonella, level 1 character is in. Level 1 cleric is in. Sable Phoenix, a nameless temple squire. Rare character right there, the temple squire. 1 in 354 spawns across all characters. Made of Meat, Glandule the Arcanist. Courtney, Humongous is in. Level 1 mage. Mrs. Dave, Shaquille O'Heal, level 1 cleric. Brianna, a dingy hedge mage. Kyle, a winded prodigal's heir. Also a rare character right there. Level 0, 1 in 35, 354 spawns. Access your inner light. Sir Linos is in. Level 1 paladin. Mrs. Dave, Shaquille O'Heal gets plus 2 temporary hit points. So level 7 level 0 characters. We will fight in 1 minute and 16 seconds. We have 7 level 0 characters in here. We have 5 level 1 characters. That gives us a total level of 0.4, 54 total HP, 4 average HP. So, I mean, we see 5. It's not 6. I think we might have seen that once. We got 4 average HP in here. We do have, like Courtney Humongous. Courtney has been in here quite a bit with a level 1 mage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Inner Light. I mean, Sir Linos is here. Level 1 paladin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blood drop right there. Kyle, your winded prodigal's heir. 26% chance of survival. Proud Star, headstrong torchbearer. 22% chance of survival. Dave, an ambitious bandit, level 0, 19% chance of survival. Okay. Proud Star says, I'm a torchbearer with a bandit, with a dagger, and it's going to be tough. Yeah, where is Proud Star? Proud Star, yeah, headstrong torchbearer, level 0, 22% chance, but I'm sure you're going to be brave. Here's to everybody. All right, let's play. Last fight of the night. Bloodcage. Here we go. AOA for all-out attack. Courtney, I think you just made it. Humongous, HP buff. You just made it. You made it. AOD, all out defense. Bang hold is hold the line. You will not move. But if you do not take an action, you will be treated as if you were on AOD. Bang run is retreat, and bang fight returns you to default. You do not have to give orders in order to fight. You will fight as regardless, and your character will accept the last command that they received at the start of their turn. All right, let's open the cage. Here we go. Sable Phoenix, a nameless temple squire, front line. Kyle, a winded prodigal heir, front line. Access your inner light, Sir Linos, front line. Proud Star, a headstrong torchbearer, front line. Dave, an ambitious bandit, second line. So we got fighter types on the front line. We're moving to the bandits on the second line. Ambitious, not amphibious. Ambitious bandit, second line. Made of Meat, Glandule the Arcanist, second line. SKD Fish, Sal Manila, second line. Brent, a Fated Gnome Illusionist, second line. Mrs. Dave, Shaquille O'Heal, third line. Then Swanzo, a Fumbling Cult Initiate. Then Brianna, a Dingy Hedge Mage. You're Dingy Hedge Mage. And then Courtney, Humongous, back line. Okay, so now we only have 14 monsters. But we do have 3 white apes. We have 3 white apes, but only 14 monsters. All right, let's go. Cave Imp is going to start. Cave Imp is looking at the Winded Prodigal Heir of Kyle. Winded Prodigal Heir only hit for 1 point of damage, minor slashing wound. Okay, we can take that. If you're going to take something from the monsters coming in on the first turn, that's it. Now, White Ape is looking at Sir Linos. This is access your inner light. White Ape throws into inner light. 1 stamina spent, no wound right there. Headstrong Torchbearer, Proud Star, accepts the hold order. Okay, Proud Star is going hold. Ratkin Mongrel moves toward Sir Linos. Is he going to be able to make it? No, targets Proud Star instead. Deflected. Ratkin Mongrel comes into Proud Star and is deflected. The strike rebounds. Goblin now looking at Sir Linos, closing in, filling in that gap, coming in, critical strike. 6 points of damage to Sir Linos, a major piercing wound. Whoa, inner light just took 6 points of damage right there. Goblin Runt targets nameless temple squire of Sable Phoenix. Goblin Runt, a nameless temple squire rocked by 3 points of damage, moderate piercing wound. Cave Imp targets Fated Gnome Apprentice, comes in. A Fated Gnome Apprentice takes 3 points of damage, moderate slashing wound. Brent, your Fated Gnome Apprentice Illusionist, has perished. Dropped. We are now 11 PCs to 14 monsters, and we are still drawing monsters. Ratkin Mongrel moving toward this bandit over here, lunging with his teeth into Dave. 1 point of damage, minor piercing wound. Fumbling Cult Initiate weaves Blade Ward around himself. Swanzo goes Blade Ward around himself to protect himself in future against future attacks and runs back. Salmonella goes Resistance against Sir Linos. Not a bad idea. He will receive advantage on saves until the fight ends. Okay, Goblin now targets Headstrong Torchbearer, comes in into Humongous. Actually, man, this Goblin is deep inside of our lines. 4 damage, 2 turned aside, 2 taken as injury. These are pushing us back. Dingy Hedge Mage goes AOD. Let's see. Sir Linos now targets this Goblin right here. Cut him down, Sir Linos. Cut him down. Goblin is struck for 8 points of damage. Very nice. Sir Linos cuts down Goblin number 3. Goblin targets Sir Linos. Oh, Goblin now moving out. Oh, brutal critical. 5 points of damage to Sir Linos. Major piercing wound. Oh, Sir Linos staggers once and falls forever. and falls forever. Linos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blood drops. Level 1 paladin of Access Your Inner Light has fallen. Okay, Cave Imp now targets a nameless temple squire. Cave Imp comes into Sable Phoenix, 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound. Ambitious Bandit goes AOA, and Bandit's going AOA. Right into Ratkin Mongrel that's up there. Ambitious Bandit, critical hit, sickening precision, 7 points of damage against Ratkin Mongrel, tremendous bludgeoning wound with a club. Ambitious Bandit drops Ratkin Mongrel. 10 PCs to 12 monsters. White Ape targets nameless temple squire. White Ape now throws into Sable Phoenix, 1 point of damage, minor bludgeoning wound that lands firm. 10 PCs to 12 monsters. Shaquille O'Heal, looking at this Cave Imp over here, not healing this time. 2 points of damage to Cave Imp. Shaquille O'Heal decides to come up and beat Cave Imp number 1 to death. Gremlin targets the headstrong torchbearer who is on a hold into Proudstar, deflected. Nice job. Nice job. Gremlin comes into headstrong torchbearer. 10 PCs to 11 monsters. Made of Meat goes AOA. Glandule the Arcanist goes AOA. Looking at this White Ape that is towering large. Can he put it down? Ray of Frost at White Ape. Ray of Frost, 4 points of damage, moderate cold wound. Ape is staggered, knocked off balance, and it will suffer movement penalties on the next turn. Glandule the Arcanist. Okay, nice job. Zorn readies the archers. A volley may be coming. We're going to see. That's coming in soon. 10 PCs to 11 monsters. White 8 targets nameless temple squire. Coming in to Sable Phoenix. Throwing into Sable Phoenix. 1 point of damage. 1 minor bludgeoning wound point of damage. Sable Phoenix is still up. 10 PCs to 11 monsters. Humongous targets the goblin number 4 deep behind our lines. 3 points of damage with a staff. Nice job, Humongous. Put down goblin number 4. Arrow Storm. Zorn looses the volley. We're going to take 3 arrows here. Have we been taking arrows tonight? 3 arrows coming in. One of them, Humongous. Oh, Humongous sidesteps. The arrow whips past. Harmless. Nothing. Winded Prodigal Heirs. Kyle. Arrow bites deep. 2 points of damage. Shaquille O'Heal is going to have to take an arrow. 3 points of damage. 2 turned aside. 1 taken as injury. 10 PCs to 10 monsters. Winded Prodigal Heirs. Kyle is going AOA. Kyle is going AOA. Who is he going into? This Cave Imp that is right in front of him. The Wind's Vicious critical. 9 points of damage into the Cave Imp. A grievous piercing wound. The Cave Imp's legs buckle and it is over. Temple Squire. Sable Phoenix goes hold. Going to be holding, which will allow him to target the Goblin Runt. Last stand right there. Nameless Temple Squire comes in. 5 points of damage, major piercing wound. Temple Squire puts down Goblin Runt. All right, 10 PCs. Oh, we're coming close to the portcullis. Coming close to the portcullis. Goblin. Goblin targets Winded Prodigal's heir. Coming up. Who is on an AOA. Critical strike. The opening is punished. 7 points of damage. The goblin puts the crude spear through the Winded Prodigal's heir's windpipe. He drops. He fades in the darkness but refuses to die. Round number 2. All right. Redraw. Fumbling occult initiate Swanzo looking at Cave Imp number 3. Let's put him down. Let's put him down, please. Let's put him down. 3 points of damage. Nice job. Moderate necrotic wound. Cave Imp number 3 falls, lets out a final snarl, and falls. And backs out of here. 9 PCs to 7 monsters now. White Ape is now looking at Dave. Oh, retargeting to the Nameless Temple Squire. Nameless Temple Squire takes 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Temple Squire is still alive. The Temple Squire goes limp. The body breathes. Hope remains. Can we get him out? Then goes into the Ambitious Bandit. 6 points of damage there. Moderate bludgeoning wound. The Ambitious Bandit also dropped to the floor. Still living, but out of the fight. Zorn stays his hand. Zorn holds the portcullis, so we must only fight off what we've got. We are 7-7 right now. White Ape looking at Shaquille O'Heal. We don't want to lose Shaquille. Fist into Shaquille O'Heal. 1 point of bludgeoning damage. Coming in again. Heal 3 points. Oh, save. Oh, no. Shaquille O'Heal. F in the chat. Shaquille O'Heal drops. Shaquille O'Heal, level 1 cleric. Mrs. Dave has fallen. I am sorry about that. Shaquille O'Heal was one of our heroes. Level 1 cleric has fallen. I am sorry. White Ape now. Don't know if he'll have enough movement. Maybe. Don't know. Might go to Torchbearer instead, trying to get someplace. This frozen imp, this White Ape rather. No, going to stay. Headstrong Torchbearer goes into Gremlin. Headstrong Torchbearer, Gremlin, impaled by 4 points of damage with a dagger. Headstrong Torchbearer drops Gremlin. Humongous Courtney. White Ape rocked by 2 points of damage, minor acid wound, and it lands clean. Ratkin Mongrel targets Headstrong Torchbearer. Ratkin Mongrel comes in. 1 point of damage only. Proud Star, 2 of 3. You're still up. 6 PCs to 6 monsters. About half and half with who's moved right here. AOA. Glandule goes at AOA into the White Ape with Ray of Frost. 3 points of damage, moderate cold wound. Chilled movement is cut. Salmonella, SKD Fish, also looking at this White Ape, but goes into Goblin number 2 instead. Goblin staggers under 5 points of damage. Major bludgeoning wound with a flail. Takes out Goblin number 2. Dingy Hedgemage, Brianna, going AOA. Gonna probably look at one of these apes. Yes, targets White Ape. Firebolt into the White Ape, 6 points of damage, major fire wound. The White Ape drops dead. Blood pools beneath. Goblin, now, Goblin targets Dingy Hedgemage, but goes into Glandule the Arcanist instead, who is on an AOA. Glandule the Arcanist is impaled for 5 points of damage, major piercing wound. Glandule the Arcanist has dropped. Made of Meat, ill-starred, 5 points of damage. F in the chat. I am sorry, Made of Meat. Glandule the Arcanist, a level 1 elf, has dropped. 5 PCs to 4 monsters, 5 to 4. We are going into round 3. Some people may be hoping for some mercy at the end of this. Ratkin Mongrel goes into Headstrong Torchbearer, pivots the shield, wood splits, the guard holds. 1 of 2 durability on the shield remaining. Nice work there. White Ape goes to Salmonella. Into SKD Fish, 3 points of damage, down to 2 of 5. White Ape comes again, 3 points of damage, moderate bludgeoning wound. Salmonella, SKD Fish, you are dropped, but not yet dead. 4 PCs to 4 monsters. Another White Ape looking at the dingy Hedgemage, but looks like stops at the Fumbling Cult Initiate. Stopped by Zone of Control there. Fumbling Cult Initiate takes 2 damage, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Oh, Swanzo, you're getting hit again. 6 points of damage this time. Major bludgeoning wound. A devastating blow ends a Fumbling Cult Initiate. Swanzo, white ape has pummeled you to death. It is now 3 PCs to dingy. Am I saying dingy? I am saying dingy. I think it's supposed to be dingy. Sorry. Headstrong Torchbearer put down Ratkin Mongrel. Well, now I have to add dingy as an adjective. Dingy. That was supposed to be dingy. Dingy Hedge Mage takes 2 points of damage. Oh, and is slain by the goblin. And is slain. Brianna, you have been slain by the goblin. Humongous goes at the white ape with acid splash. Comes in. Critical strike. Opening is punished. The white ape is rocked for 5 points of damage. Major acid wound. The white ape number 2 drops. Humongous. Level 1. Courtney took out the ape. Nice job. Round 4. Zorn is going to make us push it. Zorn is pushing it. Is 2-2. Headstrong goes up to Goblin. All right, let's see how this goes. We are going to the end. Headstrong Torchbearer take out this Goblin. 5 points of damage. Headstrong Torchbearer takes out Goblin number 1. Nice job, Proudstar. Fell-handed. Proudstar has taken out 3 in a row. Who's drawing next? White Ape looking at Humongous. Think he's going to be stopped. Is he stopped by Proudstar? He is. White Ape comes into Proudstar. Torchbearer's wooden shield buckles and splits. There's nothing left to hide behind. White Ape's going to come again. Yes, he's coming again. 6 points of damage. Major bludgeoning wound. The headstrong Torchbearer folds on the wound and is gone. We are fighting 1-1. Come on, Courtney. Courtney, going AOA. You've got to put this guy down. You've got to put him down. AOA against this white ape with acid splash coming in on his flank. 6 points of damage. Major acid wound. Oh, no. That might not be enough. We are going into round number 5. Well, and the ape draws first. The ape draws first going into Humongous. Oh, my God. Critical hit. Humongous takes 11 points of damage. A catastrophic bludgeoning wound. Oh, my God. Humongous drops. There are no last words. Oh, my God. We just had a TPK. Total party kill. 4 heroes that had fallen are put to the sword. Whoa. Whoa. Zorn was like thumbs down. Put them to the sword. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Zorn was like, no worthy right there. Fighting to 5 rounds. Goblin medics, there are no living patients. There are no promotions. Sort and dismiss. That takes everybody out. Oh, all right. We have 32 characters in the infirmary. We have 309 characters in the stable. 309 characters in the stable. Let's go to the leaderboard before we get out of here for tonight. Most kills. Who showed up on the most kills? We lost Sir Linos, but Sir Linos killed an additional person, additional monster, for 22 kills to be tied at number 3. Sir Linos is up there. Humongous killed 2 tonight to be at number 9. Cedric Blackhand killed 2 tonight, going up 5 slots because he's now at 12 to be tied for number 11. Meat Shield +1 kill, 11. Comes up to be tied at 15. And then old one-leg Eileen is now at 9 kills and showing up for the first time in the top 25. Okay, Cage MVPs. We did not have any MVPs tonight. We had no MVPs. Bosses, or the major monsters, this says boss right here, but the major monsters are the apes and anything that comes with the Bloodcage. Cedric Blackhand slew 1 tonight, so rises 3 slots to be tied at number 5 because he has killed 5 of them. Humongous killed 1 tonight, rose 3 slots to be tied at number 5 with 5. Old one-leg Eileen shows up on the first time for the top 25, tied at number 10 with 4. Let's see. And that's it. Okay, damage dealer. Let's see. Sir Linos dealt 8 points of damage. Now number 3. Sir Linos is number 3, but unfortunately has perished. Dealt 153 points of damage across the entire career right there. Cedric Blackhand dealt 16 points of damage tonight for a total of 100 across his career, now sitting at number 11. Meat Shield did 11 points of damage tonight, up 3 slots to 16. Number 16 for doing 80 points of damage across his career. Most bruised. Oh, Ricky Bobby took 11 points of damage, now at 32 points of damage. Came up 16 slots to be tied at number 4, but unfortunately perished. Moses took 31 points of damage, or has taken 31 points of damage in his career. 31 points of damage and showing up on the top 25. Dimly the Dwarf has taken 20 points of damage at number 12 and perished. Sir Linos has taken 22 points of damage and perished. Humongous has taken 20 points of damage and perished. Yes, Drunken Hilbo Haggins has taken the most points of damage. Drunken Hilbo Haggins has taken 40 points of damage and perished and is dead, but has taken 40 points of damage. Biggest hit. Did we have any major? I saw some 12s tonight. Okay, so nothing on the biggest hit tonight. Most XP. Let's see. Moses at 91 is tied at number 10, 91. All right, let's see. Oh, Sir Linos plus 6 HP going to 19. Okay. We can skip wealthiest. Most blood drops. Moses is at 8 blood drops, tied at number 5. Oh, Bert and Cedric Blackhand are now new on the top 25, both tied at number 17 because they have 5 blood drops. Best defense, Moses had 3 defenses tonight, is now number 2, tied at number 2. 18 defenses. Moses has 18 total defenses. Longest streak, number 4. Moses, you are now number 2 as far as perfect defenses go. Meat Shield got 1, rose 4 slots to be tied at number 9 because he has 10. Cedric Blackhand rose 2 and got to 18, number 18 because he has 8. Okay. Fell-handed. Anybody going up on the fell? Yeah, Chrome the Gnome is gotten fell-handed twice, perished, but is now at number 9. Okay. Old one-leg Eileen now at number 9 as well. Lots of people tied at number 9. Lots of people tied at number 9. One-leg Eileen has 2 as well. Let's see. Let's wrap this up. So there were 51 kills tonight. There were 24 characters who fell. Nobody got to number 1 on the champion list tonight. 308 points of damage dealt. Sir Linos perished. Humongous, Chrome the Gnome, Shaquille O'Heal, Ohm the Gnome, Glandule the Arcanist, Dimly the Dwarf, Reverend Lovejoy, King Gizzard the Lizard Wizard, Ricky Bobby. Look at all these named characters. Salmonella, Tiny Elf, a dingy, not a dingy, a dingy hedge mage, a limping friar, afraid cult initiate, a rusty porter, an unsung torchbearer, nameless temple squire, a ramshackle elf minstrel, a ragged blacksmith's apprentice, a floundering antiquarian's assistant, an excommunicated bandit, a panicked cut-purse, and an aimless town militia. Here's to you. Here's to all of you. Warriors the Night, Swanzo, plus 5 kills. Plus 5 kills tonight. Old one-leg Eileen, plus 3 kills. Chrome the Gnome, plus 3 kills. Lunatic, plus 3 kills. A headstrong torchbearer, plus 3 kills. Yes, F in the chat. Yes, yes. F in the chat for everyone who fell. Here, I got a little bit more F in the chat. Most damage tonight. Old one-leg Eileen, plus 21. Swanzo, plus 20. Points of damage. Cedric, plus 16. Humongous, plus 16. Lunatic, plus 16. And blow of the night, I thought I saw a 12-point blow tonight. 12-point blow, an impoverished town watchman critical with a long spear into Ratkin Mongrel. All right. Well, that was rough. It is Zorn will spare the worthy after 3 rounds. You're looking for that after 3 rounds. It is no longer, it is not guaranteed. Originally, a long time ago, it was guaranteed. It was like a guaranteed spare the worthy at 3 after 3 rounds. If you're outnumbered by some amount or something like that, that was what it was. It like early on, it was guaranteed. It's no longer guaranteed. There's like a 1 in 8 roll. Like you'll get it, but he might not do it. He might make you fight on. So it's like if you get to round 3 and you're outnumbered by a certain amount and stuff like that, then you get the spare the worthy roll, and I think it's like a 7 out of 8 chance now or something like that. So all right. So yeah, but that is tested at round 3. At round 3, you've got like a D8 roll, and at if you roll a 1, he doesn't do it. But if you roll 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then he's going to pull you out. So you can't guarantee anymore that you're going to get out at 3 rounds. But there you go. All right. So have a wonderful evening, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you all.